Hello everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and today we're going to talk about magic theory. Welcome back to another episode of Advice for Magicians, where the goal is to help you to become the best possible magician that you can. In today's episode, we're going to talk about magic theory. What the heck is magic theory? Why should I care about magic theory? Why is it more important than just learning a bunch of tricks and all that stuff? We're going to talk about that right after these announcements. If you have not already done so, please make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you will know every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to support the channel for just $1 a month, consider clicking the join button and becoming a member. Members get access to a bunch of really cool stuff, including tutorials, early access to videos, emojis, badges, and even discounts in the O'Brien Magic Shop. All that for $1 a month. You can't beat it. Go ahead, click the join button, and you guys, all of you, thank you, all my members, all my subscribers, and all of you for watching these videos. You guys are the reason I am able to keep this channel going. So I wanted to let you know from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate y'all. So what is magic theory? Now the reason I'm even talking about this, I saw someone ask a question in a magic Facebook group not too long ago, basically saying something along the lines of, if you're able to work out the magic trick yourself, do you really need to buy the trick, right? Like, let's just say I watched the trailer, or I watched a performance of a marketed effect, and I sat down there and I watched the video like 1,000 times, and I worked at every little move and everything like that, and I figured it out, and now I could perform the trick from start to finish the way that I've seen it done on the trailer, right? Is it important to buy the product? And essentially my response was yes, and the reason that, well, number one, because you're supporting the creator. Otherwise, you're essentially just copying them and not contributing to them, right? But you're walking away learning the routine. So obviously, yeah, you should buy it to support them. But the real reason, number two, the practical reason, is most good products don't just teach you how the trick itself is done. They teach you all of the theory behind it too. So in this video, I wanted to kind of talk about, like, well, what is magic theory, right? So for example, we'll use the double lift, okay? So the technical aspect of the double lift might be to teach you how to turn over the card, right? The amount of pressure you need to put on the cards, the actual way that you turn over the card, right? All of that stuff, and then you change it. Did it just change from a 9? No, of course it did. Right? So all of the technical stuff when it comes to taking that Jack of Spades, turning it over, and how to actually change it into the 7 of Diamonds, right? So that's what you would learn from a technical standpoint. Now, what's the theory behind it, right? The theory is going to go into the performance aspect of it, the why behind why you do certain things, right? The when, the how, all of that stuff. So we already know that if I turn over a card, or I turn over 2 cards as one, I should say, and then I turn them back over, that I can change it into another card. We already know that that's the technical aspect of the double lift, right? Now, what about the theory behind it? Okay, how can we make this move as deceptive as possible? Aside from just practicing it, making it look good, there's other little things that we can do, right? For example, I want to motivate my move, right? So here's something that I always talk about with when it comes to motivating action, right? You want to make sure that everything that you do has a logical reason for it. So hand a deck of cards to one of your layman friends, someone that doesn't know anything about magic, and ask them to do this. Say, I want you to show me the top card of the deck, and then set it down on the table, right? So they show you the top card of the deck, and then they table it just like this, right? And then you would say, okay, wave your hand over the card and change it. And obviously they're not going to be able to do that because they're not going to know how, right? So why is it, as magicians, do I turn the card over, show it to you, turn it back over, leave it on the deck, take it off of the deck again, and then table it? Like, why do I do that? And the answer is obvious, because I have to, so that I can execute the change. So when I wiggle my fingers and snap and I turn the card over, it's changed, right? So how can we motivate that? How can we make that look more natural, right? This is all magic theory. So now if I take that 10 of hearts, right? And I say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to place the 10 of hearts right here on the table, okay? That made more sense. And the reason it made more sense is because what I did was I showed the card. I was going to put it down on the table, but I had to empty up this hand so that I can point to the spot. Or maybe I need to move the card case out of the way so that I could set it down on the table, right? So you're motivating that move. Magic theory in this instance would be all of the stuff that doesn't include the technical aspect, but includes the why and the how we do certain things to make the magic stronger, right? That's what magic theory is all about. The magic theory is going to talk about the larger motion covering the smaller motion, right? So when I need to get my push off double, if I'm just talking to you like this and I just go like this and you're like, wait a minute, I saw you do that, right? From a technical aspect, I didn't do anything wrong. I pushed the 2 cards over, brought them back, and I got my pinky break under. That's a push off double to get a break under 2 cards, right? From a technical aspect, there's nothing wrong with that. So what does magic theory say about it? Magic theory would say, well, you got to cover the smaller move with the larger move, right? You're talking, blah, blah, blah. I haven't done the move yet. I can just be gesturing. I can talk to you, and now I've done the move. And now I already have my pinky break. Because I do it while I'm gesturing, like while I'm talking to you guys, right? I make this big motion like this, and this big motion covers the smaller motion. This is the kinds of things that you learn from magic theory, right? The whys behind why we do certain things. So yes, you might have learned that routine and you might be able to perform it, but you haven't learned all of the little details. Why did the person that routined this together decide to do this in that moment, right? Maybe little things like the card case needs to be to your left, right? Like when I'm doing my lesson in misdirection routine, I talk about, yeah, you're going to get the card underneath the box. Make sure that you position the card to your left and at a certain angle. Okay? So these are things that you might not pick up when you're watching the routine and you're just kind of coming up with your own method, right? Little things like that. Now, I'm not saying that you can't work out the theory on your own. Of course, obviously, you can do that with more and more experience. But for me, it's always best to learn the full routine from the person that created the routine, right? That way, when you actually learn the routine, you're learning it properly with all of the proper motivation, with all of the ideas, the whys, the why nots, all of that stuff. It's just going to help make the performance be a lot better. It's going to help the execution be a lot better. And it's going to help you cover up maybe indiscrepancies or things that the spectators might catch on to, stuff like that. So magic theory is very important to study when it comes to learning magic. It's, of course, important to learn technique. It's important to learn sleights. It's important to learn tricks. But without magic theory, you're just doing card tricks now. You're not putting on a proper performance. So now my question to you guys is, what is your favorite magic theory-based book or video or lecture or whatever? Something that doesn't just teach magic tricks, but actually teaches the whys, the whats, the hows behind your performance. For example, Strong Magic by Darwin Ortiz is one of my personal favorites. If you have not checked that one out, I recommend you guys take a look at it, because it's essentially a book on magic theory that does a deep dive into how to become a really good performer, like things that you would have never thought of before, like you taking out a deck of cards and setting it down on the table, how to bring your audience in and how to make them care about what you're doing, right? Like little things like that. So my question of the day is, what is your favorite theory-based product, a book, a video, a lecture, anything that you would recommend for anyone that's curious to learn more about magic theory? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already done so, make sure to click the subscribe button and don't forget to ring the bell. That way you'll know every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to check out some more magic, visit us at o'brienmagic.com and be sure to check out our online magic shop, where you will find the latest and greatest magic books, downloads, and accessories.